Hi, my name's Keziah Gibbons, my pronouns are she and her, and I'm the founder of the Guided app. And this is this week's reading for the week ahead. So what I'll do is I'll talk you through our spread and then we'll go ahead and pull some cards. And then I'll do a little summary for you before we finish. So this week is the end of the Commit to Yourself meditation challenge on the Guided by Keziah app. I say it's the end of the challenge, but of course the curated set of practices will stay open for anyone to follow and challenge themselves or commit to themselves at any time. And of course, if you do complete by the 3rd of June, then you have the opportunity to enter into a giveaway to win a one-to-one Commit to Yourself coaching session with me. So if you're in the challenge, you'll find the details there, and the challenge is free and open to everybody. Okay, so the reason I mention that is because this week's spread is based off of that. The final session of the challenge is the 99 Blessings for Sleep meditation. So it's a sleep practice. It's one of my newer meditations. And in that meditation, there are 99 affirmations or blessings. Actually, there are 49, and some of them are repeated twice, and one of them is repeated 3 times. And the one that's repeated 3 times is the one that I use every morning as I pull my card for the day, and it just kind of really grounds me into both the presence of the moment and the magic of the world. And so what I have included 3 times in that meditation, and what I like to affirm to myself every morning, is I am filled with vitality. I am aligned with my purpose, the rhythms of life, and the magic of the universe. And that's really a reminder that although I can, of course, be intentional about what I choose to do, how I choose to do it, and where I put my energy, I also can just trust that the universe and its magic and the rhythms of life, and indeed my own purpose, are always working as life happens, and you know, at their own pace. So I don't have to push anything, I don't have to control anything. I can just allow myself to accept and align with and be part of those rhythms, which is a very powerful practice actually. So the 4 positions for our reading this week, we have vitality. So where will you find your vitality this week, or how can you access vitality this week? And then we have purpose. So for some people, you're still discovering your purpose, or your purpose may be changing and evolving. That's completely natural, completely normal in life. For others, you may have a very strong sense of purpose, and you may be looking for tools, resources as to how to direct your energy into that purpose. So all of those things are included in this position in the spread. Then we have rhythms, the rhythms of life. And so these are the things, all of the rhythms from our in-breath and out-breath, to the tide coming in and going out, the moon waxing and waning, the sun waxing and waning, the seasons of the year, the rhythms of our own bodies as we change, as we move from children through adulthood and eventually into old age. All the rhythms of life which are within us and around us. So these are the rhythms that happen anyway. These are the ones which it's much better to be in tune with than to be trying to deny or fight against. So what are the rhythms of life that you need to be aware of this week, and how can you attune with them this week? How can you be in tune with them this week? And then finally, magic, the magic of the universe. What ways this week can you access the magic of the universe? And this week I'm reading with, it's not a tarot deck, it's an oracle deck. It's the Oracle Deck of Bridges by Janine Worthington of the In Between Tarot. And I believe that deck is due for release on the summer solstice. but it is open for pre-orders. So I will put a note below this video so that you can see where you can get that. Okay, so I'll invite you to take a deep breath and just go inside and ask to receive what you need. And if there is something you're working with or working through this week, you may choose to bring that to mind now, or you may just be open to whatever you receive from and in this reading. So our first position then, vitality. How can you access and maintain your vitality this week? And oh, this is a lovely one. I think this came up last time that we read with this deck, and it's dance. So dance is such a lovely expression of vitality. And yes, it is a way to access vitality as well, because when we move our bodies in rhythm, we've got that rhythm theme coming through again here, haven't we? When we move our bodies in rhythm, we raise energy, you know. Dance is a really nice way to access that. And in this picture, you can see people dancing together in a space which is made for it, and they're using, looks like it might be a maypole or something similar, so good for the time of year. So to access vitality, to express vitality this week, dance is your friend. Okay, so our next position then is purpose. So how can you be in alignment with your purpose this week? And here we have rest. So rest, this beautiful image here. I'll hold it here so you can maybe get more light. And you can see here, this is someone who's physically resting, and as they physically rest, their spirit is out questing, doing all of the spiritual things. And of course, rest can be spiritual. As I was mentioning, that meditation around which, or off which this spread was inspired, that, you know, the purpose or the understanding of that meditation is that as you sleep, you receive the blessings that are affirmed to you as you're listening to it. And we do so much when we sleep, when we rest. And one of the things that happens is that our brain literally cleans itself out and resets and becomes able to face whatever's happening. And another thing that happens is that sometimes we dream. So whether that's our spirit is going out questing, or things, ideas, knowledge, wisdom, sparks of inspiration are coming to us, that can happen in our dreams. So although when we feel that we have a particular purpose, something we want to fulfill, like I know I do this a lot myself, really, really much. You know, we want to be on it all the time, and not resting, but doing the thing, fulfilling the purpose. Part of the way that you can fulfill that purpose is through rest, and you know, it's a cliche, but it doesn't make it any less true that, you know, we can we must be well rested in order to perform at our best. I don't particularly like that word perform, but to fulfill our purpose in the best way, to show up as our best selves. That happens when we're well rested. So rest is an appropriate part of your purpose for this week. Rhythms then, the rhythms of life with which to make sure that you are in tune this week. And we've got music, so isn't that lovely? We've got both music and dance, and you can see here in this card, the music is kind of rising up from the instrument and going out into the galactic, beautiful shapes and the magic of the universe. So I love that has come up, and that we have both music and dance. So you know, you will find the rhythms of life in the music you hear this week. And you may even find, if you are musical, I'm not, but I know some of you watching this will be. If you are musical, then you may be inspired to make music by the rhythms of life that you engage with. I just caught myself there talking about how I'm not musical, and actually last week I led a Reiki drum and Kotodama workshop. Lots of people brought their instruments, and we express the energy through sound. So this is something that you can do to access the rhythms of life, to express the rhythms of life, to be one of the rhythms of life, because we are, life is not something separate from us or that happens to us or around us. We are also life, and so that's a good reminder there as well. And then finally, the magic of the universe that is here with us this week. And we've got thoughts, and look at this lovely thought tree here. So thoughts, our thoughts create our reality. So yes, thoughts are magic. What we believe to some extent defines what is possible. And we can choose our thoughts, and that's not necessarily easy. It can be very simple, but it's not necessarily easy. So it's not just a simple sort of prescriptive, think differently and you'll be okay. But we can choose our thoughts. We can be aware of our thoughts even, which is another kind of deep magic. And we can plant our thoughts. So, if there's something that we do want to change in our thinking, which of course affects our behaviour internally and externally, so how we behave within ourselves and in the world around us, then you see this beautiful tree growing here. That was once a seed. So if there's something we would like to believe or a mental behaviour that we would like to have, we can plant the seed for that now, even if it doesn't seem very realistic, very attainable to us, and then trust that to come at the right time to develop into a tree. What is that wonderful saying that the best time to plant a tree is 30 years ago and the second best time is now? So plant your thoughts intentionally. That is a powerful magic. So that's our reading for today, and in summary, this is a real affirmation that firstly, with this sort of music and dance, music in how to access our vitality, and dance in how to access our vitality, and music into how to be in tune with the rhythms of life. It really is a reminder that we are in the rhythms of life, and vitality is part of that, and all we have to do is kind of tune into that and express that, and dance for ourselves, express for ourselves, listen for ourselves if you enjoy listening to music, to sound, and recognizing those rhythms. And then for purpose, we had rest, so a reminder that we can only achieve our purposes when we are taking care of ourselves, and that of course we can find deep spiritual, psychological connections with our purpose through our dreams and our dream work. And then the magic is in our thoughts. So again, we can plant that seed of what we would like to be happening in our thoughts and allow it to grow into this beautiful tree. So that was this week's reading for the week ahead. I wish you a wonderful week ahead. Please do come in and do the Commit to Yourself challenge if you haven't yet. And I will see you next week with more readings for the week. Take really good care.